yes, 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 yes,
Yes, yes, yes, yes, yes, yes, yes.
Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Yes. Welcome to another episode of Animeshun. Squad is back 3/4. You know, myself, Brendan, Rob.
Yeah.
No ice today. It's all good.
Brendan's back. Is this after 2 episodes you missed?
I have no idea.
Okay. I think it's been about
Oh, that
2.
is me. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
that's you, Brandon.
He def-
I was that
You
loud?
peaked. You clipped,
I peaked the mic.
and
Wow.
you pulled your headphones off.
yeah.
I know, after
Probably
all
blame
that.
us.
Did you guys enjoy that? I got to at least in 7,000.
Nah,
Good for you.
Because I got my volume pretty low.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So you
like-
didn't enjoy it?
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it didn't peak on me, so I
I've
wasn't.
done enough damage to these eardrums over the years.
Man.
Yeah, it's probably your dad playing all that music.
A lot of music. A lot of music next to a lot of amplifiers.
You know what we do on here? We do one-off, we do debates, we do topics, we do a bunch of stuff, and we're also the greatest fucking anime podcast
Too late, Brandon.
on the planet.
Oh, my God. That might have blown out my eardrums.
Sorry about that. It was like that was kind of a peak, sharp, scratchy greatest. I apologize for that.
I
But
know.
yeah,
I appreciate the getting it for Brennan's benefit.
I waited till he put the headphones back on purposely too. He's like, oh yeah, put the headphones back on, uncomfortable. Nah, fuck
This
off.
is the kind of shit makes me not want to be here.
We love you, Brandon. What are you talking about, man?
We missed you.
Yeah, you've been gone now.
I listened at the beginning how y'all be coming for me. Like, motherfuckers, I listen.
Brendan,
Y'all come
Brendan,
for me.
Brendan,
Love, man.
First of all, stop that shit, Brendan. When people were first missing episodes, y'all were dogging. There's literally an episode called like Keenan wasn't here, so we trashed him or some shit like that. That was like the title of the episode.
And you
Yes.
deserved it.
So then we're good.
And see, this is why you get this energy, Brandon. This is
You see
this
what
is
I'm
why
saying?
we're like, let's.
Hey, you guys trashing me. I just hear it. It's so disrespectful.
It's
No,
just-
it's not.
It's
It's
like
right.
I'm
The
so
other
hurt.
day, Brendan, like, Bomani, who works at our office, always gives Brendan a hard time. And he's just like, I hate Bomani. We're like, Rob, why do you encourage us? I'm like, because you're so many people's antagonist. It's about time you had one. He's like, when? And I'm like, so many times.
Bro.
So many times.
I just,
Man, this crazy anime talk we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Well, we are talking about
antagonist. Yeah.
Antagonists.
Brendan is, yeah.
Boom. Brought it back
Diabolical
together.
motherfucker. You know what's funny?
I don't like Rob lately. Like, the thing is, he told me that there's been times that I've walked into the office and said, like, I don't like you today, kind of thing. Or
Legit,
like,
yes.
we have problems. And I understand why now. Like,
Yeah.
when you said that, I was like, dang, that's messed up that I said that. Like, no, you deserve every little bit of that. You deserve every little bit of that, Rob.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just funny seeing Brendan even do stuff that he doesn't know you're watching. Like when I was walking here earlier, I saw like Brendan and Bomani like trying to fight over a backpack. It was the funniest visual because Brendan was like,
it goes so hard and it's so trivial.
Yeah, it's so little, man. But anyways, you know what we doing here, debates and stuff like that. Rob,
Yes, sir.
Rob's news, man. What's going on? What's an anime news?
Got a couple anime news stories for you. Brennan giving me the stare down. The first one we got up, Demon Slayer is getting a temporary attraction at Universal Studios in Japan.
I'm attracted.
Yeah. Universal Studio Park in Osaka, Japan announced that they will open a temporary Demon Slayer themed attraction from September 17th to February 13th, 2022. So book your tickets. News is still limited, but they have announced the attraction will feature themed food, merch, and an experience that will allow people to, quote, see the fluid swordsmanship and even breathing of Tanjiro and his fellow Demon Slayers amid fierce battles that will unfold before their very eyes.
That sounds dope.
Like I said,
I'm here for that.
news is still limited about the attraction, but the characters from the show will announce some more news on the park's Twitter account starting in July, which just began. So, I mean, what kind of attractions and themed merch do you think we'll see at something like this? Would you like to see?
I mean, merch-wise, I feel like they're gonna be killing it. Merch-wise, I would love to see if I can get like some type of jacket or some type of something from over
Oh,
there.
I showed you guys my sword, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you
I've
saw-
seen the sword. It's nice.
Yeah.
Man, I love that sword. I was about to run to my car and be like, let me show y'all this sword.
And I think I told you guys about like there's this company that makes those swords, like the metal swords for like anime characters, like from Bleach, all that stuff like,
Like
that.
real swords?
Real
Yeah.
swords.
You know what
I'm
they're
sure you
called?
can buy all that.
I sent it in a group text, I think, but I have it on TikTok saved.
I
So
should know that. That's like Brennan. Like, I think you should waste money. That's what I hear. Like, and I'm over here like, yeah, I think
the
I
price
should too.
wasn't crazy. It was like I think for like a Nosuke swords, it was like 200 and something.
So that means it's a shitty sword.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
probably not gonna. I mean, it'll kill
But
you.
it's
not gonna be
it's
battle
you can't-
ready.
It's not
I
gonna be battle
want
ready, yeah.
a 10-body sword. That's what I
you
want.
gotta get that made. You gotta get.
I want to go to
that for you.
Japan and like pick out the ore
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm seeing a Tanjiro replica prop sword on Amazon for like $100.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want Tanjiro's sword.
Bandai
neither.
Spirits Proplica.
They show video and pictures of some of this stuff.
See,
It
that's like
looked
a
legit.
toy
It looked good on this. I'll show it to you guys. But for the attractions, man, I mean, merch wise, I definitely want gear in the sense of like shirts is cool, but I want like I love jackets, so I want some type of jacket. Either I want the water pillars jacket.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I like his color scheme to split between the two.
I want
like
to
that.
get the Tanjiro earrings for any woman in my life.
Oh yeah,
That's
That would be
Yeah,
fire. Can you
yeah.
imagine, like,
that'd
say
be
you
a
got a
pretty
girl
dope gift. Yeah.
and she just happened to be rocking those, and you walk with her, and people are like, "Yo,
Bro.
and be like, oh my man, yeah, he watches it."
Let
Like,
me ask you.
how amazing would that be?
If you were sitting out here in these streets and you saw a girl that was attractive with those earrings on,
I
how would you
100
approach?
I would 100% approach her. How would I approach? I'd just walk up and be like, "I really like your earrings."
Yeah, because
And
she
then
probably doesn't get that all the time.
No, this shit, I was like, "Yo, your earrings are really cool,"
Yeah.
and then she'd be like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, I was like, "You know what they?"
Easy
and then I'll-
work.
No, it'd be easy. I really like your
Yeah.
earrings, and then she'll just be like, "Oh wow," and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Demon Slayer is like my favorite show," and she's like, "Wait, what?" And then
And
I'll walk
Brenda's over here
if she says
dating
wait,
now.
if she says wait, what? If she says wait, what? I'm like, I really love Demon Slayer. She's like, wait, what? Then I'm like, it was really nice to meet you, and walk away.
Brenda's like, I got her. I fucking
Everything is about common ground.
Yeah, true.
Ride attraction wise, ride wise, I don't know, man. I like you said, it can take you between the swordsmanship and how the visual stuff looks.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how that works because out here we're gonna never get an anime attraction for any of our stuff out here.
I
So
know it's a bummer.
Are they gonna have Mugen's train? Do you get to go on it?
You get to ride it. That'd be pretty nice. You'd make it like an AR.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't
get on
augmented
that.
reality experience.
I wouldn't get on that damn train.
I would put
As
you
a
on it.
It's a
ride?
death train.
Put you on
Not. It's not the real train though.
Like if you were to get the real Demon Slayer experience, then it's like, all right, there's a bunch of people that are just gonna whoop your ass.
But you get this
You
be
know
on
what I'm
that train,
saying?
but get the
Recover,
visual.
breathe
Well, you
and
could just
recover.
fall asleep.
Yeah, you can fall asleep. But if
It
you're
could be a
on that
spectator
train,
mode.
yeah, you get to visually watch what's going on in the sense of like how the visual with Rengoku and stuff going. Oh, that should be fire, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about the swords. But this is my like obviously, no budget in mind. But what I'd love to see, at Universal now with the Harry Potter thing, you can get your wand. Star Wars Land, you can get your lightsaber. Like, I want to be like not just Tanjiro sword. I want to get my Demon Slayer
Yeah,
sword
yeah.
that will like change color or like
Yeah.
get something that's like
Yeah.
personalized. That would be fucking dope.
I
That'll
feel like
be
you would
fire.
totally have. That should be definitely an option.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes sense, especially in Japan. Like they
Yeah.
have so much of that kind of.
Yeah.
Can we order like from their store possibly when it comes out? Do you think?
It's possible. I know like Disney does do that. I think you can get a lot of their merch that they offer in some of those.
I'll be down to
areas.
do that.
But that's Disney. And Disney's definitely about making that money.
that bread.
So
So
they will
Demon Slayer's
for
already
sure put
making
it
his
up.
bread, so I feel like they're gonna be the same. But there has to have been like another anime attraction like this at some point.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, what other animes do you think should get a theme park attraction or like a ride or something?
You can go first, Brandon.
He's thinking about it.
I don't want to go first.
I'll tell you what I had in mind is
Yeah.
even though like I think it could be a horrifying experience, what might be a really fun ride is like doing the omnidirectional like shit from Attack on Titan. Getting to do like a ride where like you go with like Levi's squad and
man.
like fly around the forest and stuff as you have to like take down the female Titan. That'd be pretty fun.
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be visually dope. And as a ride, I mean, you probably have fucking whiplash.
I got one.
What'd you got?
VR experience Yu Yu Hakusho,
Okay.
because all the weapons are just formed from your hands. So
True.
you can shoot the guns and you can make a sword
Make the spirit sword.
and you can fight off all the the demons or whatever.
That'd be a really cool like VR like AR sort of experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to copy Brendan's idea and just make it Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. I'd say,
yeah.
imagine having those things on. You get to pick a character. You get to be either Gohan.
Can you
get-
see other people's power level and see if it's at 9,000 or not?
That'd be dope.
any of that stuff. You get to fight other, like, let's say it's all of us in VR mode, and we're like, one's Gohan, Goku, Broly, whatever, like
We
that.
know who'd be Gohan.
Yeah. Rob's over here.
Unapologetically.
He'll be tracksuit Gohan getting his ass smoked.
Wait,
over
wait a
here.
minute. Tracksuit Gohan.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm going
Great
with.
Saiyaman, no big deal.
All right.
Yeah, he still getting smoked.
Wait, so on that question, like, who do you think I would be if we were like, hey, pick whoever you want to be in?
What are you
Dragon
talking
Ball
about? It's on your shirt.
Krillin. You walked into it.
It's right there.
You walked
He's
in.
krilling it.
Z?
Yes.
I'm ready to move on. I don't care about
Nah,
my
man. And you're already bald, too? Goku, you did it.
You mean the most powerful human on the planet?
Hey,
That's what you're talking about?
I'm not arguing that point.
Hey.
Literally travel the galaxy and universe fighting aliens for humankind.
He did.
best friends and training partner with the most powerful being in the
Exactly.
universe.
See, I'm giving you a compliment, man. It's all about how you take it.
He's trying to find all the positives in this.
Smashing one of the greatest villains in the history of the show.
He got a sex
Who has,
robot.
who has unlimited energy.
Wow, yes.
He has the original sex robot.
Krillin has the
Man.
original sex robot.
I've never even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
He's the first. What?
I guess she was like, because they have a kid, right, on Super?
No, so what happened is they wished that they used the
Be a
Dragon Balls to
human,
wish her
yeah.
into a human.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first time they had sex, she was a human, but technically she was a robot first.
But he fell in love when she was a robot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He probably got some
Computer love.
he probably got like robot hand job or something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That would chafe, dude. You
I mean,
imagine, like, the hydraulic
it's like
seat
they
on
had
that?
skin
metal.
though.
She had
Yeah.
skin.
But it's
yeah.
like metal though.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
no, it's
cut
skin.
you?
They have
She
skin
had
though.
skin, yeah.
And, and like I'm sure they got lube. It's a robot.
It's
Okay.
risky.
Yeah. Nah.
So is it like an android?
Yeah.
It was Android, yeah.
That's
Android,
literally the
yeah.
name. Her name is Android 18.
Android.
Yeah.
Well, she
Yeah.
didn't change her
I was
name.
like-
I
She
wasn't
just
going
got
to
rid-
say that.
She
You-
didn't.
You're a human now. Change the shit.
Nah, it's like I am who I am. Android 18.
I guess so.
You know how hard it is to change your name? You got to do social security number. You got to go to the.
She was a villain. She was born in a lab. She didn't
I
even
know, I'm
have
just-
Social Security.
I'm
anyway.
Yeah.
stupid.
She got no birth certificate. Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, man.
That was great.
All right, so that's it for that story. The second story I got, Mappa reveals a teaser trailer for Chainsaw Man
Yes.
at their 10th anniversary celebration. So during a live stream celebration event, Mappa released a teaser trailer for their upcoming anime Chainsaw Man. Popular manga series follows a young man named Denji who hunts down devils for a living until one day he has a devil put inside of him and he becomes the titular Chainsaw Man. And it looks pretty crazy violent.
Man.
The manga has over 9 million copies in circulation and has won several like best manga awards, topped the Kono manga Gasagoi.
Woo.
That was a tongue twister.
Remix. If it's y'all,
But they it topped that list for best mangas for male readers. And they brought out the heavy hitters to make this show as well. So here's the team they got. They got director Ryo Nakayama, who directed Black Clover and Jujutsu Kaisen. Hiroshi Seko, the writer for Attack on Titan Season 4. Tatsuya Yoshihara, the action director for Black Clover. Kiyotaka Oshiyama, the devil who's going to design the character, the devils, did the same for Devilman Crybaby. Yusuke Takeda, the art director for Vinland Saga, is going to be the art director for this. And Kensuke Ushio is the composer who did the music for Devilman Crybaby. So that's who they got on here. I think they brought out the heavy hitters for this.
Outside of the Devilman Crybaby shit.
Which still, I haven't seen it, so I can't weigh in either way, but very highly decorated awards-wise.
It's not a good show.
Is what it is.
It's very
But
weird.
he said for the visuals, right? For some visuals.
For the
art.
visuals.
So, yeah, for the art.
The
Not the-
visual for Devilman Crybaby, I'd give it. It's weird.
The visuals and the music, which, not the writing.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean,
I'm still
watched.
impressed with everything else you said, though.
Gotcha.
I'm all in on this show.
Yeah.
Okay, he's all in. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on the trailer? We watched it
I'm all
before
in.
we
That's
started.
what I'm saying. Like, I think it looks interesting. It looks like it has depth. It looks like it has wonderful animation.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lot of elements in there that allude to possibly a really strong storyline. Considering that it looks like normalcy to crazy powers and abilities, and just massive, bigger than life, like Naruto-sized Fox characters and
Yeah.
blood and violence and like killing a bunch of people with chainsaws everywhere. It looks great.
Yeah.
Everything that I love. Violence. Yeah, Rob and I were talking about it. I feel like this team, they were like, this is not going to fail.
Yeah, I just
They put together a fucking like.
the name is trash though. Like for me, that's the problem I
I
have.
never had a chance. I like the name. I like that the name is so
Say the name
direct.
say the name out loud.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I just don't care.
See, there's so many other
It's so
animes though
direct.
that I feel the same. Like the whole slime, the name of that slime show.
Yeah, it's not a great
same
name.
thing.
No, it's a bad name too. I
But I
agree.
mean, I feel like that is that a translation thing?
Yeah, I think the time I
be.
got reincarnated as a slime, all of it kind of sort of is because I feel like it sounds and feels different in Japanese than it does in
Yeah.
English.
I'm-
So even like
yeah.
the word chainsaw man, it might be like a cool word that sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? Like people
Yeah.
who've never heard English before think diarrhea is one of the most beautiful words in the language.
What?
Ooh.
Huh? I've actually read like the things like they did a studies like what do you think is most beautiful? Like they gave them a bunch of words and just said all these words in English that nobody didn't understand these words. And they're like, which word do you think is the most beautiful? And they're like diarrhea.
That's too bad.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense though.
It's
mean,
a beautiful
just the
word.
way
If you
we-
think about
people
what it
talk.
doesn't mean, if you separate yourself from what diarrhea actually means and just listen to what it sounds like, it's actually a pretty word. It's
It
like,
could sound like it could be like a herb or something.
it's like oh, I like to have some diarrhea.
Yeah, take some diarrhea. It'll make your.
That's harder too. I just know what it means. It's hard.
yeah,
to
that means
separate
they
that.
gotta like gonorrhea
It's a diarrhea
too.
day out here, you know.
It's like I can't separate the art from the artist on this one. Like this one, they just like too close. I can't. It's too much.
I saw you listening to R. Kelly, bro. You calm that down.
I'm about to say, yeah. People I should still listening to Kales, man.
Back in the day on the Space Jam soundtrack, I Believe I Could Fly. You know.
I mean, yeah, I'm all in. Like, I was all in before the trailer. People were kept talking about it. I kept seeing like this little like not clips, but like I kept seeing like visuals from I guess the manga or whatever. And I was like, the name to me was so direct, and I didn't have an issue with the name. I was just like, this sounds like it's gonna be bloody, and like very very violent and like crazy. Sign me up. And then the trailer came out. I was like, I'm already signed up.
You know, had a
Double
good
down.
name, Gangsta.
With the A at the end too. I mean,
That's a little try hard.
Well, here's the thing. When I saw the A at the end at the ER, I was kind of like, okay, they might. And
I don't like it.
But here's the thing. There was I didn't hear any buzz around Gangsta besides the person that was kind of like recommending it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
Fuck
different.
you, Chaz Rogers. Fuck you.
He didn't recommend Gangsta.
I don't give a shit. Still, fuck you.
Just pulling it out anyway. I mean, with shows out there called like One Punch Man, I can't get on Chainsaw Man.
Very true.
That hard.
No.
One Punch Man is very.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a Chainsaw
To
Man.
me, it's expected because there's so many anime titles where I'm just like, what is this? And it's like dope, but just the title is just because I think it's a translation from
I also-
Japanese. It just doesn't.
I also had a problem like when I saw just the first images of the character design and stuff like that. I was just like, I don't really care. Like just saying, Chainsaw Man, a guy with a bunch of chainsaws coming out of his body. I was like, I don't care. I'm not into it. It's just to me, I'm like, it's too over the top. But after watching that trailer, I'm like, this show seems like it's not about Chainsaw Man, and that's what I'm here for.
It
Just
definitely
like
looked
One
like
Punch
it got
Man
depth.
isn't about One Punch Man.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
it's deeper
And-
than that. The character, I'm assuming, is going to be deeper than.
Absolutely.
I
And
hope
then
so. I
One
think
Punch
he's the
Man
same guy
we'll
that's in the
see.
beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And One Punch Man season 2 is garbage.
No, it's not.
That's false.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, it
It
was
felt like
Sorry,
it
sorry.
was basically a rehash of the first season. 'cause
Yeah, it
not a
felt
lot
just like the
changed, but
same
at
thing
least
as
you
this-
got Garu in there, and you got to learn a little bit more about his character.
Let me apologize. That was my ice coming out. I haven't even seen season 2 yet.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Oh my
What?
god.
I haven't-
Trash, Keenan.
Yo.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen full episodes.
It's
of
really
it.
good. It's just as
Yeah.
good as season 1.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
That's
it's
what I have not been
kinda the
hearing
same.
though.
No, it literally feels like there's no difference.
If
between
you're looking
season
for
one
like
and
an
two.
advancement,
You want to talk about it? Fuck Chaz
it's not.
Rogers. That he did say that he did not enjoy second season of.
Yeah,
One
I
Punch
don't give a fuck about Chaz Rogers'
Man.
opinions.
I'm bringing it back around,
I'm
man.
just letting you know, like whatever his opinion about anime is trash. Because I don't give a fuck. He made us watch that shitty ass show and suffer through it and still try to
One
defend it.
recommendation. So you telling me if somebody makes one bad recommendation,
What
they're
bad
done.
recommendation have you made to me? What bad recommendation has he made to me? Neither one of you have ever recommended something that I was like, this is trash afterwards.
I feel like Ice has, but you still trust his opinion, right? On some anime.
No. I disagree with Ice on almost everything.
This is true.
What are you talking about? If Ice was like, Brittany used to totally watch this anime, I'm probably going to not do it. Like, we have completely different opinions
You guys do have a lot of very differing tastes when it comes to anime.
in general.
In
Like,
general, as well.
we have
yes.
very different tastes and lifestyles. So if he's like, Brennan, I think you'll like this. I'm like, you don't know.
You don't know me too.
No, but if Rob's like, Brennan, you need to watch. Rob has texted me a few times. It's like, you need to drop everything you're doing and watch something.
Check this out.
And
yeah,
I did
go
it.
off
And
of
he was
Rob's
right.
opinion for a lot of that.
I'm saying, if
Yeah.
Keenan texts me, he's like, Brennan, you got to see something. You're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Chaz texts me and says you got to see something, I'm like, cool.
Delete.
Sounds good.
She at the studio for daddy issues.
Straight up. Thank you.
Thanks for the rec.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, those are all our anime news stories. That's all I got for you this week.
All right, thank you for the news, Rob, as always.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So today's topic, we're gonna talk about villains, man. Villains that we love, villains that we hate. That's Brennan's great villain laugh. That's a pretty good villain laugh, actually.
Thank you.
Pretty good. So we're gonna do questions first, and we're gonna give our villain that we love, and then our villain that we hate the most. Let's jump in. Do you want to jump right into the questions?
I say let's go for it. Yeah.
Do it.
All right. First question, man. What do you think makes a good villain?
You want to start with me?
Rob, yeah, that's
Yeah.
your question. My
Yeah, you buffering again, bro?
No,
We're just putting it out there.
that was my fault. I was looking at Rob's name, and for some reason, it didn't come out.
I gotcha. What I think makes a great villain, definitely you got to have menace. You got to like inspire fear in not only like the characters, but I think also the audience. And I think what also makes a great villain is their capability as well. If you have a villain that's only out here taking L's, like you're not
Right.
gonna. You have to make them somebody scary.
Mm-hmm.
That these heroes are gonna like be. It's a formidable challenge for these heroes that have beaten everything else that's come before them, and probably will probably end up beating this guy. But you have to have something in there to like be like either kill somebody off, have them take a few L's, something.
Yeah.
But also something that challenges the point of view of the main character. I think that's a big thing for a villain. You got to have them like, not necessarily. I don't think they have to necessarily have a point like that we the audience get along with, but like like the Joker to the Batman of just like hey, you're order, but I'm chaos, and you have to see that there's a totally different side to this world that you're not considering, and he has to like set that hero to like be like, maybe I'm fucked up.
Yeah,
I think that makes a great villain.
Yeah, to make a great villain, absolutely. And I feel like I'm with you. I was gonna say they need to have that dog in them, but not necessarily, because if you're not as strong, but you can always outsmart the hero who might be way more powerful than you. They just need to have something that's to me, they need to have something that's better than the protagonist. So if this person is smarter, they got to be either stronger. There has to be some type of like opposite to where they can always get the upper hand at some point and they can get the W.
That's a good point.
I think Rob made a lot of other good points. I don't even necessarily think there needs to be a yin and yang in the sense of like one has to be the polar opposite. I like the fact that sometimes a villain can agree with the protagonist, but it's just like I just see it different than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, well, you want to do this, but I was like, you're not maybe considering this. But I don't know. But those are some of the things I think Rob made. Pretty much the most of the points that I would have made for a good villain. Brennan.
Yeah, Rob did a really good job. I'd say the one thing that Rob alluded to that I think is really important is the villainous acts. Like one of my favorite moments by an antagonist is actually in one of the new live-action Jungle Book movies with Shere Khan by Idris Elba.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, but there's the one act that he did was when all the wolves were like challenging him and saying like, yo, you can't do this shit or whatever. And the main wolf was like, yeah, like you get it. And he was just like, damn. All right, well, I guess I can die, bitch.
Yeah.
And he just killed the wolf. And I was just like, yo. Like, he was just literally laying, relaxing, and then just immediately killed this wolf off the edge of a cliff. And I'm just like, that is my definition. This is my standard of a villainous act. You know what I'm saying? Doing something that's unexpected, that is tragic to the heroes and the protagonists, and being able to, like, to be able to do that. Like, to be able to inspire that type of fear and, like, worry. It's like, yo, you don't know what he's going to do, but whatever it is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
I think, and that's why All for One is a wonderful antagonist as well, because it's like his quirk allows him to be everywhere at once in ways that you can't understand. Like, he could do almost anything. He's on God tier level, literally bestowing angels of death upon you whenever he goes.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's some scary shit. There's like, we're looking forward to My Hero Academia because of the villains that were created by All for One.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some serious shit. That's some serious villainy that we're not even worried about what you. Like, you specifically, we captured you, but your effect is still terrifying.
Yeah.
That's some villainous shit.
Yeah, or even just like another My Hero character, Stain,
I love Stain.
That's somebody that's had a like lasting impact after they've already been caught, that's changed the world after the fact.
Hero killer.
Yeah. And just going into the next question, I mean, who would you want to what villain would you choose if you wanted to be a villain? If you had to choose somebody to be a villain, and you said it, Stain. For me, I would love to be Stain. I feel like I never got villain from him. First of all, I love his character design. His character design was fire.
Very cool.
But then that's how I feel like I would be. It wouldn't be that I hate good guys. It's just like, yo, y'all not even understanding some of the shit you're even doing. Like, and some of y'all doing this for the wrong reasons. And I don't like the arrogance that some of you guys have. So I need to humble some of you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be my thing. It's like, all right, who's these characters that are not doing this for the right thing, doing it for the chicks, for the money, for the girls and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, he doing it for the girls? Okay. Hey, he could be out with a party one night. Hey, ladies, who's the man out here? Hey, Claude. Look, your blood, you're dead. Plain and simple. Stain. I think Stain is super dope villain. I almost picked him for my actual choice, but I didn't. But I like Stain a lot, man. He's super dope. He was what we call him? Not really a villain.
It's like an anti-hero.
Anti-hero, really.
A little bit. Yeah.
Brennan?
I think. Sorry, this is a good question. That's why I like you guys' answer. I liked a lot. Stain's a really good answer.
Yeah.
I think if I was to be a villain, I can't speak much on it because this was going to be one of my villains that I was going to choose. But it'd be Aizen from Bleach. Not necessarily because of his motivation, but because of his abilities. And since I'm on a podcast with two people who haven't seen Bleach, I'm just going to say, if you know, you fucking know.
Gotcha. Interesting.
I'm saying, y'all, look, the thing is, like, I highly recommend y'all watch, like, the first couple seasons of Bleach, like, the first, like, 35 to 50 episodes. 100% worth it. Specifically because what I'm talking about. Like, this one character, Aizen, makes the whole thing worth it. And he's one of the best villains in anything. Period.
You know me, Brennan. And maybe Rob and Cam don't want to hear it. But I ain't tripping, man. I ain't
Don't-
tripping.
Oh wow, no, I'm not telling you, Keenan.
It's
Because it also like if I told you, I mean, you know, it's a spoiler.
Yeah,
a
Like,
big time spoiler.
Real talk. Me even telling you that Aizen is a villain is a spoiler.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm
okay.
saying?
I
Like,
understand.
So I can't
Got
tell
it.
you anything more than that. Like,
Okay. Out of fairness
Interesting.
of everybody else in the room, Cam was a little bit upset, disappointed
Nah,
anyways.
I'm cool.
No,
It was
but
just
I
one I was
recommend-
gonna, I was
knocks the
gonna
mic
watch.
over.
and
I
now-
recommend
now I gotta
Bleach.
wait till
Yeah.
I forget all that.
Yeah,
shit.
but I say I
Okay.
recommend Bleach. Like if you watch the first two episodes of Bleach, you're gonna be like, oh shit. Like it's a show that
Okay.
starts off like
Starts off hot.
it starts off hot.
Okay,
Yeah.
Got it.
good pitch.
Copy that.
Rob.
Yeah, I would go with Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because that dude had literally. You want to talk about god tier powers?
Yeah.
This dude is literally trying to be God, and he's pretty close.
Yeah.
Aizen will fuck him up.
I mean,
Okay.
listen, I'm not saying that he would necessarily beat anybody in a fight. I'm just saying he's squandering his abilities living in the fucking sewers
But
of
you guys,
the city.
you guys haven't seen Hunter x Hunter either, right?
Yeah.
Keenan has.
Oh, so the
We just watched the clip the other day.
That's right, the King,
Yeah.
King thing, that guy too.
Yeah, he was actually originally going to be I was telling Rob about it, going to be my pick for my villain my favorite villain. but
Bam.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's it. All right, sorry.
But no, I would go with him just because, like, whatever you wanted to do, whatever came to mind, whatever you wanted, you'd be able to have it. Like, when you talk about, like, not necessarily motivations or what he wants to do, but when you talk about power sets and abilities, like, there's nothing stopping this dude from doing literally whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, like, you know, obviously he's a villain. He's for the purpose of the story, he had to do what he had to do. But if that's me, like, I wouldn't be hiding down there. I'd be living my life, like, hiding in plain sight. I'd be just living in town, having a peaceful life, just living it up with my power, doing whatever the fuck I want.
Would you be a cocky villain like that, Rob? Like, who the fuck wants what with me?
Yeah. If I have God powers, I'm just like, you know, that's like. Usually I'm like with those open world games, you know, like where it's like a GTA or like a Red Dead. I usually play it pretty white hat, like, you know, just like usually pretty good. But every once in a while, like if you're playing like Red Dead or something, you're going down the road, somebody will bump into you wrong and start talking shit. And I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? I'll let them get a little way and then just put two in the back of their head and just move on.
Background?
And oh yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
No, like Rob, I think you told me a story about how like you got raped in that game or something.
Oh my God, in Red Dead, yeah.
Wait,
You can
happened?
what?
Yeah.
Okay, so Red Dead spoilers for anybody that doesn't want to.
I've played a lot of Red Dead. This didn't happen to me.
In Red Dead 2, there's like a swamp area, and I was like doing hunting or like walking around or whatever, and there's like some dude like in a cabin in the swamp,
Always a swamp.
and he's just like, "Hey, buddy, like you look a little hungry. You want to come in?" And like there's all these like random events you can run into or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, all right, like I'll check out what this dude wants. And like I walk into the house, and as I walk into the house, like somebody clubs me over the head. And like you black out, and then there's like a little cinematic where like you get drugged, and then they like say some weird shit, like some, you know, what's that movie, Deliverance, some weird Deliverance shit. It's just like, you came to the wrong neighborhood, boy, or whatever. And so you wake up later, just like out in the swamp, and when you go into your camp, one of the guys in your camp is just like, "Hey, I heard a story about you, about how you got like real familiar with some guys out in the swamp or whatever." Let me tell you, I went back to that swamp, and that dude was on the porch, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And I just went live with the fucking shotgun. I went in on everybody, took all their shit, burned it to the ground, and walked off.
Oh wow!
Fuck that shit.
I've heard so much about this game. I never heard that.
No,
but
the
I've
game
never
is-
played it.
It's worth it.
It's a fun game.
It's like it's a movie. It's like it's truly a movie. It's like the next step past like Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto is like, here's open world and here's some story stuff and we do it. And it's like kind of like a movie. But Red Dead is like, yo, we're gonna put you in an actual Western.
Yes.
You know, and it's a real Western world and the storyline is crazy.
Kind of like Westworld type thing.
It's very
Very
much
much.
so like
oh
Westworld.
Yes.
wow!
It's like a video game version of Westworld.
Wow.
Yep.
That sounds.
And you have autonomy. That's the other thing. Is you have autonomy. Like you could just go.
You can do
don't
whatever
have
you
to.
want.
Yeah, you don't have to go and
free
do the
roam.
missions. You can
Not
literally
at
just go over there and be like, I'm kidnapping this woman and she's gonna be on my horse right now. I'm gonna hog tie her, and take her to my house and lock her in my. Like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much. And you can like play it good, you can play it bad, and the people around you in the world will like
React to how you play.
differently. depending
Yeah,
on
you
how
get like a
play it.
reputation.
I
you'll get
cared about
bounties
being
put on
good.
you and
Rob
all
wanted to
that,
be
yeah.
bad, obviously.
He
That was
they
good.
raped
him getting
He was
raped is
completely
not the
justified.
fact he's trying to be
Burning
bad.
Those guys had it
hashtag.
coming.
He said somebody bumped my shoulder and I put two in the back of their head. Let's
You
just
know,
not
he said they
forget about
started talking shit. And you don't talk shit.
Yeah,
when you
because they're
got
just
guns.
like, hey,
People
watch
talk
it.
shit all the time in that game. You be driving like, hey, watch out. They start shooting at you for no reason.
No, there was some dude in town. Like, what I did find out was there's another town. This is the last Red Dead story I'll tell. Two different instances. Like, there was one guy that was selling like a pamphlet that was just like, here's how you can get rich quick. And like, I spent a bunch of money to get it, and it was a fucking scam. So I took him out into the swamp, and I did kill him. And my honor went down for that. I went back into town another time, and some guy was talking about like eugenics and some racist shit. I put him on the back of my horse, killed him. Nothing.
I think
Game
they-
doesn't care
I
if
ran
you kill
into
the
I ran
racist.
into a KKK rally and killed everybody, and my shit went up.
Yeah.
like my good like.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Wait, so in this game, first of all, what consoles is it for? 'Cause I
It's for all of them.
I thought it was for computers.
Is it for
X-
Xbox?
Yeah, I played it on
PC,
Xbox. It's for everything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not for Switch though.
Not for Switch.
Not for
Not
Switch.
Switch.
No, it's too big of a game for Switch.
Yeah.
So I have a Switch right now. But I know it's for. I knew it was for PC. I knew that for sure. I didn't know it was for everything else.
Yeah, I played it on PlayStation.
I'll give you my Xbox One if you want it. Like I'm about to buy the new one, so
There you go.
Shit. All right.
I'm not gonna.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the new one, but you won't have any games on it. But I'm about to sell it, so I mean, you can just have it.
I can't keep the games that you already have on there.
Definitely not.
What's the
You
point?
They're all
buy it. You
downloaded.
buy
It's gonna
it.
be under my Xbox account. So
Oh, I have to get it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
no problem.
All right. Anyway,
You
so if I could be anybody, I'd be Father because, yeah, I'd probably do that shit.
Wow. All right.
Some good stuff, some bad stuff. It'll all balance out in the end. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think go back to quick to Red Dead Redemption again. Just saying it wrong.
Okay.
I probably would do two stories. I probably do one where I play a good guy and one is a bad guy.
you think you do that,
It's
but
so
the game is
too long.
it's
for
too
it.
immersive.
You
for
don't
that.
have enough time to spread between two games.
You won't have time.
Oh wow. Okay. Never mind.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
So I mean, I think being the villain would be fun. I always thought that too when I started playing. I'm gonna come back and play this again. But I got like 30 hours in and was halfway through the game. Was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Probably not.
But they have an online mode, which is really cool. Like sometimes you can start up like a posse of like 3 or 4 people. You can, I think, go up to 8. And you can just like run around the internet like taking out other players. You can do missions together. Like sometimes you can just go into town and like light it up if you want. Like you can pretty much do whatever
Yeah,
you
when the law comes for you, it's fucking real.
They
Oh,
don't stop. They don't like they'll keep sending bodies at you and like until you run out of bullets and they get you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the law is.
But
not
it's a fun
to
way
be
to kill a few
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, it is. The law is not to be fucked with in that game.
No.
Like you have to either outrun them, or that's it. Actually, that's all you. Can
That's
really
all
do.
you can really
Yeah.
do.
You
They
can
will
kill
keep
them,
coming.
but they're just
The
gonna keep
computer
coming.
will keep sending them after
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So it's worse than Grand Theft for real.
Yeah,
When it comes to that.
It's yeah, I mean it's
it's similar.
It's
It's
similar
very
thing.
similar.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question. Does a show need to have a good villain to be a good show? Emphasis on good villain to be a good show. Brennan.
Speaking specifically of like shonen anime,
Yeah.
yes. I personally believe that the villain is what makes the show. I think in general that's the rule. I don't think it's 100% have to be true. For example, great example that would be like One Punch Man. There isn't like a clear villain in One Punch Man, but it's a good show.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but it's also like a parody show. Like it's a play off of
Right.
like Superman kind of thing. It's like a play off of things. So it's meant to be comedic. But if you have a true show that's like a hero-based show, that's like this is about this hero getting through the trials and tribulations, like leveling up and then saving the world or whatever, then yeah, there has to be a clear-cut villain. Case in point, Michael Jackson and Demon Slayer,
Yeah.
one of the greatest villains of all time already, and we haven't even
Michael
seen him
Jackson.
get. We haven't even seen him get busy with nobody.
Oh, we seen him get busy.
I mean, you've read the manga. I have not. So all I'm saying is like in the show, all you see is him turn somebody into a villain once. I mean, turn somebody into a demon once, kill Tanjiro's family, which we didn't see happen either,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also
Kill the lower
the lower moon.
They were fucking petrified.
Yeah, they were terrified of him.
Yeah.
And I think there's probably a lot of good reason for that.
Yep.
But they set up this villain really well, and that's the same thing. It's like all these great shows that we love, My Hero Academia, All for One. Like you name a great anime, you will also name a great anime villain. And so I think that you have to have that villain that has those points that Rob was saying earlier for the show really to be considered top tier.
I think I agree. Because even with a show that you hated, Blades of the Immortal, we didn't necessarily care for either one of the protagonists. I guess the girl and the Mugi. What's his name? Forgot his name. Anyways,
I want to say
Blades of the
Park Mujin. I know that's not right.
not Park Mugen.
It's not Park Mujin.
The dude that has the Blades of the Immortal.
Yeah.
But the
Manji.
Manji. That's right.
Yeah.
But the villain in there, even though he didn't do a whole bunch himself, he was probably one of the more captivating people in the show.
Totally agree.
Literally was just like, yo, like he was even, he didn't have necessarily issue with the girl that wanted to kill him. He just like, hey man, this is what it is. And I think he was even helping her out at times.
He did.
Yeah. So it's like, at least for me, I was somewhat still intrigued with the show because honestly, because of the villains, because of the people that were actually bad on that show were actually good. I think it's easier to have a bad protagonist, and if you have a great villain, you're fine. But if you have a good protagonist and a bad villain, it's just like, all right, I can't keep watching this show for 20-something episodes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Rob.
Yeah, so does it need a good villain? I don't think you necessarily need a good villain. Brennan kind of just convinced me of that right now, bringing up One Punch Man, not necessarily because of One Punch Man, but because of thinking of the other creation, Mob Psycho. There's no real, like there is a villain in it, but you don't, he's not a huge focus or part of that show. He's just there. And then Mob and Reagan and their adventures are, the fun of the show and what make it so good. But I do think kind of what you were alluding to, Keenan, a good villain can save an otherwise mediocre or bad show. And I would say, and maybe this is a controversial take, I don't know, but when you look at Batman, Batman is a fine hero, he's good, but when we watch these Batman movies or when the next Batman movie is coming out, honestly, I don't really give much of a shit about who the Batman's going to be. I want to know who their villain is.
Well, and there's
True.
a saying, the
True.
hero can only be as good as the villain allows him to be.
Sure.
And that's completely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got bad villains, the hero's like, well, I mean, what are you actually doing if this guy's
Right.
just burning down trees or something like that? And
Well, to Rod's point, I feel like with all these DC and Marvel movies, it's about the villain. When I'm looking up news for all right, the next, whether it's Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Panther, I'm like, who's the villain now?
Yeah.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
be the villain in this next movie? Because that's what matters next. If I read
because that's what establishes the stakes. Your
Right,
stakes are whoever strong
exactly.
your villain is. Thanos was the villain of all villains for the MCU, and that's why the stakes were so high for that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I think you don't necessarily need to have a good villain, but I think it absolutely fucking helps.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a bad villain, in my opinion, would ruin most content.
Yeah, absolutely. But a bad protagonist won't.
Yeah. Or not necessarily bad protagonist, but Superman's not very deep in that sense, but you need that Lex Luthor to his opposite to be
Right.
super bad and insane to make Superman work in that sense.
Yeah, I feel like you need somebody to push him to where you think he might possibly kill somebody, because if not, he's a pretty, to me, Superman's a pretty boring character. He's super powerful, but it's all right, bro, nobody can stop you. I need to see a weakness. I need to see somebody that's going to probably outsmart you.
Yeah.
Some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Boy Scout.
Yeah. So next question. We gonna answer that?
Yeah.
We did. Okay. Next question. Do you prefer a villain who has a good point, or just an evil person that wants to burn it all down? Rob.
I prefer a villain with a point. I don't think they need to, but when you have a villain that you're just ooh, this guy might be kind of onto something, that just makes it so much more compelling to watch, and usually makes it that much harder for your hero really to be up against them. When we talk about a Stain, and we're just honestly, this guy's kind of right.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Killmonger, all that.
Killmonger. I mean, you see those villains that you're just I can kind of agree with this dude. But I think what makes them so interesting is because obviously hero characters are meant to reflect the audience. You're supposed to kind of put yourself in their shoes and be able to relate to them. But I think it can be even more powerful when you can see yourself in the villain, and that is really just wow. I can see how they got here, why they're doing this, and honestly, if I were in their shoes, I might do the same thing. That can be just as powerful a way to tell a story than having a good protagonist.
You know what you made me think right now about the movie thing you just said? I mean, I just want to know how many just criminals go to movies and watch, because they watch movies.
Yeah.
And they're just yo, the antagonist though.
There was that
I
dude.
like the
Am
way
I a
you-
criminal? I don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, there was that dude. This was obviously a horrible thing, but that shooting, what was it, Aurora, Colorado?
Yeah, the one guy
The
who
guy
did
that shot
in
up
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises thought he was the fucking Joker,
Yeah.
and rigged up his apartment with explosives and shit for when the police went to go search it. So there are people out there that are just I'm the Joker, baby, or whatever.
I didn't mean it in that deep. So,
But, people do that.
Yeah, I'm saying in the sense you went to a movie shit. I mean, I am a criminal anyway. I'm gonna be stealing cars and shit. But this guy got a good point. To your question, I don't think I'm cool with somebody just burning it all down.
Okay. Yeah.
I understand the good point, and I'm with the good point too. But if there's just a villain just yo, fuck this. Why are you doing it? Because I just want to.
Yeah.
I want to see people die. I want to see it all burn down because it's just fun to me.
Yeah.
There needs to be a balance. There can't. This is how I look at life too. I always looked at life like people are always like, well, why can't things be great? That's never how life has been. At least from what I've known, right? It's never been all good. It's never been all bad. There always has to be a balance. I'm not saying that's what I want, but I understand that that's how it conceptually that's how it is. So there's always been people out there that's been like, bro, I just gotta bring chaos to. I gotta balance this shit out, man. It's just too good right now, so I gotta burn shit up for it is. And I think there could be good villains that do that and be. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
I mean, Joker's kind of.
I was gonna say he's kind of that, but
Literally,
I feel like
watch
he's.
the world
I,
burn.
I feel like
Yeah.
line from the movie.
I mean, I feel like it's just like there's two villain groups here that you're talking about. It's like there's the Joker and then there's like Killmonger and Thanos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Right.
like you feel them, and Joker, you're just like you fear them.
Yeah.
You know,
And I like both.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
that's my answer. It's just like I like them both for different reasons.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
And so it's like if I had to pick between the two, I'll take the Killmonger and Thanos, simply because I feel like there's more longevity in that.
Sure.
Because just having a character that's just like let me just burn everything down, it's like that's a one note tune.
Well, and he's
You
got no
know?
one on his side.
Yeah.
He's alone. Eventually, you're going to be alone because anyone who you do have following you is going to be like, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a one-trick pony. So
Yeah.
like that's what you get. Like after that movie, even if Heath Ledger wasn't dead, like where do they go with that?
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
honestly, I mean, we talk about Joker being like a burn it all down guy, but I think there's an angle here where you could say he is a villain with a point when he's just like,
He's like
honestly,
sane.
Yeah.
he's just like, all it takes is for a person to have like one really bad day and then you'll be like me. And that's exactly what he did with Harvey
Yeah.
Dent. And it's just like, it shows you that everybody, you can say like you're the good guy, but if enough bad shit happens to you, your life can flip around real quick.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, that's just to say maybe there's an overlap there between
Yeah.
those categories.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that.
All right. Next question. Which villain has the scariest power? Scariest. Brennan, this is your question.
The actual answer is Eisen, but I can't give you his power.
Oh
because
my
that gives
God.
it away. So I'm gonna go with Overhaul.
Yeah.
Deconstruct, reconstruct. That is pretty scary.
Yo, you remember like there's only been a couple deaths in this show.
Yeah.
And one of them was a prolonged, drawn-out fight dying in a hospital bed. The other one was a simple swipe of a hand.
Yeah.
Overhaul completely murdered another villain by swiping his hand next to him.
And not only that, he had people working for him that was just like, there was like a dude that was like, oh yeah, I was like a crazy king fighter in the ring. He came in, fucking destroyed me,
Put
and
me
then
back.
put me back together.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He can kill you and splatter you across the room and then put you back together and say, are we cool? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know of another villain that's ever been able to take that much from somebody and then give it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, you might have picked probably the best one because I think everything else that can be, I guess, from what I know of, from what I've watched, that can be picked. Like
They can kill you.
they can kill you. I mean, because like at the end of the day, power wise, this is crazy, right? Like scariest power. There's a lot of scary because that's a scary power. But if you look at somebody like let's just go over Frieza, right? Frieza could just go put his hand on the planet and destroy the shit. That's pretty fucking scary too.
That's definitely scary.
They can just literally pump you and destroy a planet. I guess I will go with. I'll go with somebody right now off the top of my head, Boo, because Boo can turn you into candy. He can do a lot of shit. He can fucking destroy planets too. He's pretty much like a planet eater type fucking being. That's scary. I'll be afraid to be eaten. I'll be afraid to be eaten, absorbed, any type of thing like that.
disrespectful. as
Suffocated.
fuck,
He can
honestly.
wrap himself around you, suffocate you. There's so many different ways he can kill you. I think Brennan probably has one of the better answers with Overhaul, but yeah, I mean, if I'm going with somebody, I guess I would choose Boo off the top of my head. Rob?
I'll say a character that I mentioned earlier, Father. Honestly, like he's just when you talk again, going back to just his power set, he's on god tier power level. Like the only reason that they ended up beating him is kind of luck and a fluke. Like there were a very specific set of circumstances that they were able to get to be able to like go into that fight against him. That if they didn't have that, they would have their checks would have been cashed. There wouldn't have been anything that they could have done. He's just a very scary person. The fact that because not only is he strong, but he's smart. Like even when you go back into how he got into his current state with Hohenheim's body or whatever, the fact that he killed and sacrificed an entire city,
Yeah.
like through his own like machinations and thoughts, and like played the people from Xerxes like pawns in chess. Like Father is just a very scary villain to me. Like he's got the power and he's got the brains. I mean, he can definitely deconstruct you. I don't know if he could put you back together.
Yeah, I was
though.
just about to say, like, I think he and Overhaul would actually have a really good fight.
They would.
Yeah.
Because like, just it would honestly depend on the setting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the setting that they fought him, Overhaul might fuck him up because he's attached to all these things. Overhaul can just be like, and all that's gone. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
he just touched the floor and just like, all that's now deconstructed, and so are you, and the
Yeah.
fight's over.
Yeah, and I want to give an honorable mention to the other dude that can kind of do something like that too, with the hands on his face from My Hero.
Yeah,
he can
he
just
can disintegrate stuff.
decompose things.
Bro, that shit was scary. When he grabbed Deku, it was kind of just like, I could have ended you.
He
bro.
should have killed.
Oh yeah, he
Deku.
just put the hand around his throat.
I could have.
Say one thing.
Yeah, it's a wrap for you.
He's gonna regret not killing him.
He is.
Absolutely is. Last question: if you could swap a villain into another universe, what villain and what universe would it be? Actually, just had my answer on the top of my head and I forgot. Fuck.
I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
My bad.
I would put Beerus in One Punch Man.
Okay. Interesting.
I want to see Beerus fight One Punch Man because Beerus is a god of destruction. He was a villain. He's not a villain anymore, but he was a villain at one point, and he's literally a god. So it's god tier versus god tier, and Beerus is no hoe. Like Beerus has no hoe in him.
Yeah.
He is here for the smoke. You know, he can do Ultra Instinct. He can do all that shit. Like, ain't nobody defeated. Or even, because, I mean, you could argue that Whis is a villain, too, considering that he supported Beerus.
Yeah, on some level.
So I think Whis actually would have a real opportunity to beat One Punch Man.
But the thing is, he can't fight.
He's not allowed to fight.
Not allowed to fight. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, assuming that he's by himself, he can. I mean, he fights Goku and Vegeta all the time.
He trains. That's the thing with it. That's how he gets away with it, because he's training. He's not actually fighting.
I get it. But my
Doesn't
point
he
being,
just dodge? Isn't he?
And he
just
pretty
like-
much just dodge. He doesn't
remember
attack.
he wrote their names on them?
Yeah.
So I'd say, yeah, that's mine. I would put Whis or Beerus in the One Punch Man universe as villains and see if One Punch Man really could take them out. I don't know. Because they could do everything you've seen One Punch Man do. I'm pretty sure Beerus or Whis could do in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
You got your answer.
I drew a
All right, well,
fucking. I don't know
I'll
how
go-
I forgot my shit.
I'll go-
Buffer and
Pissed.
Keenan, guys.
I'll go right into mine.
Buffer.
This is his question
Buffer and
too.
Baker for sure.
Which is interesting because I have a very similar answer to you, Brennan. Is interesting because I wrote it down, so it's proof. I would put Fat Boo into One Punch Man, but for opposite reasons. Because I want to see this fat motherfucker get his face punched in by One Punch Man. I absolutely don't think he would stand a chance.
No.
And that's exactly why I want him to go in there. I want to see him get absolutely demolished and punched into infinity by One Punch Man. Might give you a hint as to who my least favorite villain coming up on this
Yeah,
next
right.
section might be.
Wow. That was great.
I want to see that matchup, and I want to see it end quick.
Okay. Now I'm looking at. I guess this would go right into my favorite villain. Actually, so I'll just double up on it.
Okay.
The villain that I want to see is Light Yagami. I want to see him in pretty much any universe, to be honest with you. But I probably want to see him. I actually want to see him like in a Batman universe.
That'd be a great Batman
Ooh,
villain.
yeah.
That's
I-
a really good call. I like
Yeah.
that.
World's Greatest Detective would have himself a time with that one.
Yeah.
I think I still give the edge to Batman.
He's Batman.
He's Batman. But yeah, I think this would be I think we talk about a cat and mouse game with L. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, this shit right here would be
Can you imagine if he partnered with like Ra's al Ghul?
That'd be pretty nuts.
man.
Right.
That's a show I wish there was these type of crossovers like this, or somebody like did a fan made one.
That would be
But
dope.
that'll be so fucking fire, because I would watch that show. I would watch that movie. Any way it needs to be done, I would watch that. It would just be a great cat and mouse game. And I'll just jump right into my my favorite villain.
Yeah, should we bust timers out for this?
Yes. So favorite villain for your boy, for me.
One time for the one time.
Rob, you clock watching again, motherfucker?
Oh, I'm watching. I'm keyed in.
Yo, did you see that episode or listen to somewhat? Rob was on my fucking neck. And time. Next question. I was just like,
We're at a minute 30.
And after that, I was like on his ass, like,
You
yeah.
were. I was like, oh man. Had to
Well,
be on my
I'm the
toes.
expert of not watching the time and landing right on the end, right?
We'll see.
Somewhat. You be going over a lot, to be honest. So what do you want to do? A
We
minute and a half?
shall see. Yeah, we'll do a minute and a half.
Minute and a half? All right. All right, starting now. Favorite villain, Light Yagami. This guy, the reason why is because he started off as, I guess, somewhat as a protagonist, right? And then, you want him, you feel like he's doing the right thing. And then when he turns into a villain, you don't necessarily go, fuck this guy. You kind of go, well, I get that too. Like he's trying to do the right thing still, and he's getting a little drunk with power. And one, I like intellectual villains, but then also I like the fact that it felt very human to me. I feel like that's how most humans would probably go about it. They'll go about it trying to do the right thing first, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, well, I got this power. Like you said, somebody bumped into Rob. I don't like the way this motherfucker bumped into me and talked to me. But you never get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I guess the reason why I like him is because I feel like he was probably the most human in the sense of like the way he did things and how he progressed as his character. Being the type of person he was at the beginning, turning into the type of person he was, and then turning to the type of person he was at the end, pretty much to a psychopath, and try to salvage and try to save the way he was doing things and try to keep that power. He was willing to do anything, willing to kill family possibly, and I think that's a scary villain right there in my personal opinion.
With 10 seconds to spare.
Yes. You guys want to try to counter, or you guys want to go?
No,
with
I mean,
answers, or
yeah, we can go
how you
around.
feel about the answer? Yeah.
Yeah, we can go around and just give our takes. I mean, I agree that he's definitely the villain of the show. And I think, he's like an anti-hero in a way where like it's kind of told through his point of view. So I think you can make that argument that he's like not a villain, but maybe an anti-hero. But otherwise, like I think he is a very good villain, and just also because he is one of those villains that has a point. He's one of those guys that I feel like you can be like, I kind of see why he's doing this the way he did it. He just went about 10 or 12 steps too far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it depends on your point of view. But I think he's a great villain. He's a smart guy, very intimidating, very scary, very capable. I think Light Yagami is a great choice.
Brendan.
I agree. Everything Rob says. I actually don't have anything to add to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
Next, favorite villain, Brennan.
My favorite villain, if you hadn't picked up on
Start
it yet.
that clock.
Oh
Is,
yeah. Oh shit. Hold on.
is
We're
Overhaul.
going to see how just on time
No,
he is.
I don't have too much to say. I've already
All
said
right.
a lot. Is that
Okay.
Overhaul is the shit because of all the factors that we identified earlier in this podcast.
Yeah.
Is he has every aspect of a great villain that we identified. Like he has powers that are fearful. He can deconstruct and reconstruct you and anything else around him. He has a plan and a vision and a mission for that he's implementing. He inspires his people around him to be loyal. He has a huge following. That he has a theme. He has all the things you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's absolutely incredible. Like that whole arc of My Hero Academia is one of my favorite arcs there is.
Yeah.
And it's also like the villainous acts. Like what's his villainous act? Like, oh, you mean besides the little girl that he's using for her powers that he deconstructs and reconstructs on a consistent basis and teaches her that she's an evil human being, and her power is only used for evil. Like, bro, like it doesn't get like evil with a plan, crazy powers, and inspires loyalty. What more you want?
Scary as hell. Yeah. I don't have any counter to your point. I love the Raw. Right now, he's been my favorite villain in that show. It's not even close.
Not even All for One?
Nah. I liked him better than All for One.
Okay.
Yeah, just me personally. I think we talked about it too. Is like he came in and he was short lived, but he made a fucking impact.
I feel like you're gonna like Dobby. Wait, what about Stain? You just talking about how much Stain?
Stain. Well, I feel like Stain didn't get enough. He literally got an episode or so.
He got about 7 episodes.
Did he?
Yeah, because it's like
it was only 7 episodes. I thought
no,
it was like
it was a lot because he was killing heroes and he killed the guy's brother, and so it's like he was around. And
he didn't
was
even
like,
kill. He didn't
kill his
really kill
brother.
him though. He
No,
just
he
put him in
he
the
paralyzed
hospital.
him. He paralyzed his brother.
I didn't realize it was that many episodes. I got to go back and watch that piece
I rewatched
again.
some of those episodes. Even just the fight is 3 episodes with him.
Yeah.
And there was episodes before that like led up to him because they went to the city to look for him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, I will put him and Stan on that same level because I liked overall. I liked his voice in the Japanese and I liked his voice in the English version. It was super dope. He sounded kind of menacing a
You
little
mean
bit.
Stain or Overhaul?
Overall, you know
Okay,
what I'm saying? Yeah. And like you said, his power is just like he inspires loyalty. Like you said, the fact that what's scarier, being killed or being killed and then brought back.
Both?
Probably
I don't
being
know.
killed and
Yeah,
brought back. I don't know.
Because it's like, man, like anytime what if he just kept killing you every day? Just, man, I'm sorry, man, shit.
I
just-
told your ass. Whoop, whoop.
Like every time you messed up or something, he's
Because you have to feel
reconstructing.
yourself die. That's the
Yeah.
thing that's really like, and especially if he did it slow.
Yeah.
He's
And
like, if he did it slow, it was just like,
And-
got you right to the point of death, killed you, and then slowly brought you like, okay, you're conscious again. Then I'm slowly gonna reconstruct your body.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, He's a great villain. I think I might. This is tough because like him and Stain are very close for me. It's just I think I might give the edge a little bit to Stain just because like when Overhaul went out, like he got his ass beat. Like Deku gave him the business, and then the League of Villains embarrassed him and left him just crazy on the side of the road.
That's because he was such a threat.
He was.
That's
like,
the only reason they had to.
Up to those moments,
100%,
he was running it.
100% needed from Deku literally destroying his body to beat him.
Yep.
Like was what was necessary to beat him. And Stain fought against a bunch of like first semester first years and won for the most part.
He
you know what I'm
did.
saying?
Yeah.
The only reason he didn't win is because other people had to come in and help.
Yeah, didn't Endeavor show up?
Yeah, it took a full team of people, and he still, without even touching it, he froze everybody there. And the only reason they even had a chance against him is because he punctured his lung.
Yeah, and I would say not even Deku going 100%. If he didn't have the little girl on him, I forgot her name.
Deku couldn't have beat him.
Eri or
Yeah,
something?
No,
because
if
she had to pretty much keep healing him. Or
Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
If Eri wasn't there, I don't think Endeavor could have taken Overhaul.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. Not only, honestly, that's
It'd be a
there's
good
solid
fight.
argument.
It'd
to
be a
that.
good fight.
It'd be
Yeah.
a good fight because he pretty much fought All Might is what he fought. All Might was #1 hero, and Deku gave him the hands for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Endeavor is like, because the thing is, Overhaul can like decompose the flames possibly. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, these flames go back to being whatever the baseline of this is.
I would have to see if he can even do that. But I think that's what gives Endeavor the upper hand over probably somebody like a Deku is that he is a long-distance fighter. He doesn't need to touch you. He can use flames to get to you. If he can incinerate this dude,
Would you say Endeavor is like the greatest flame hero in all things? In the sense of like when it comes to like power that he can put out?
I'll have to do more research before I make that
Because
comment.
it's like the whole show Fire Force.
Mustang is pretty.
I think Endeavor has
up
more
there.
flames than Mustang.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't read too. Like I said, I've seen some things about Dobby, and from what I've seen, he's no fucking joke too.
I think he's Endeavor's son.
Maybe.
I've said that a while. I've said that forever. I
But,
think
like,
he's one
with
of his
who?
estranged sons.
Just like
I'm saying why, like after like
that,
he's-
like none of the other kids know about.
yeah, he just be like he was out in these streets anyway. He didn't give a fuck about his family or his wife.
My only counterpoint against that is he doesn't look a thing like him, but his face is stitched together. But like,
and does Toto look like him?
but they at least have like the hair color. Like that's a big thing that they've done with all his kids is like all of them have like that
White
same
hair or red hair?
white or red hair,
Rob,
and he doesn't have any of that. What?
I'm just shrugging my
and
shoulders.
then
Oh.
spoiler shit. Just let's
Oh,
move on.
okay.
Keenan
I just
knows.
said-
Just move on.
We'll see. We'll see.
I didn't. First of all, I don't exactly know, but there's
Moving
been,
on.
Do I get an honorary pick?
Well,
Yeah.
Rob can get his, and then
Yeah.
we go to Cam.
We'll give you the honorary pick.
Rob.
All right. So my favorite villain, I went with Wrath from Full Metal Alchemist. I've been okay. I'll pause. I know I've been on the show a lot this today, so there's some recency biases for me because I've been rewatching this. But Wrath, like, you want to talk about a villain with an impact, just very much like Overhaul, inspires a ton of loyalty,
Yeah.
has a huge following, and is fucking terrifying. And even when he goes up against the other homunculi, like, he does work. Like, his first matchup with Greed in his original
Oh,
body,
yeah.
he sliced that dude to pieces, gave him the business. And then even when he ends up fighting that old man ninja later, that dude got like he slices him like 3-4 times all up and down his body. A lifelong like ninja. He takes him out. Honestly, watching this again, one of the things that stood out to me is like Wrath has strong Omni-Man vibes. Like not even like their power level or like their power set, but like you look at like the character design and the fact that this is like a guy with a family that sees his wife as a pet. You know I mean, the only
They
difference
even look
is
the same. Haircut.
Yeah, mustache.
look
Mustache,
very
all that.
similar.
Yeah.
He has a kid that's like part of the same thing that he's like, hey, I'm working with this guy. So like, so Wrath is like almost like the original Omni-Man in a way, but scary villain. Whenever this dude shows up, you know things are about to get real. Like even before the reveal of him being a homunculi, like this dude was showing up and you're just like, the fuck is going on with this dude? Like Mustang eyeballing him when they're like, he's like, I want to go for the spot of the fear because this guy is basically making us commit genocide.
Yeah.
Scary good.
So
I was like, I gotta wrap this up.
I gotta
wrap this up.
Wrap this shit the fuck up. I mean, yeah, I don't have much to say. I feel like he came in, he was a beast too. He was a beast. He was cutting people down. I liked him as a villain. I feel like that show had a lot of really good villains. One or so that I didn't like, but for the most part,
yeah,
I enjoyed the villains on that show. That's one of the reasons why that show was amazing. Also, Brendan, anything to say?
I just wonder if he really was an inspiration for Omni-Man. He could have. That's 100% within the realm of possibility.
They look
Oh, yeah,
almost
for sure.
exactly
When
like.
you said that,
And like
I
demeanor and all of that is
Yeah.
very stoic and like non-emotional.
He comes off very
Yeah.
friendly at first, and then
yeah,
it's just like,
it's like that. Yeah, exactly.
oh, but wait a
that
minute.
twist.
yeah, I never thought about that until you said that right now. That's crazy.
Go ahead, honorable.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's your
my
honorable
pick
mention?
is Dracula from
Get him on the
Castlevania.
clock.
Oh shit, Dracula from what?
Castlevania.
Yo, you
'Cause,
watched
like-
Castlevania? That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't
Because
watch
like
it, so
I
go ahead.
mean, I get if you've seen it, you get Dracula.
Yes.
Like 100%. I'm
Yes.
Like, I would do the same exact shit that he does. I
This
would
is
burn
such a
that
good
city
pick.
to the ground.
This is such a good pick. Have you guys? You guys seen it, right?
No, but Cameron did tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about this.
So basically, it's like you see it in the first episode, but his wife gets killed, and that's why Dracula becomes a villain. But
Mhm.
like he's not like not human at all. Like he's total Dracula, and then he meets this woman, and she kind of brings out this humanity in him, and kind of she sends him on this journey. He goes walking around Earth and like walks among the humans and like gets to know them, and he's like, oh, maybe humans aren't that bad. He gets back, they fucking burned his wife at the stake because they thought she was a witch, and he's like, well, fuck all of you, and he gives the people a year to get out of the city.
No,
And
he gives
then-
the people a year to make amends. He's like,
Yeah.
look, I'll give you guys a year. Get your shit together. It's fine. And
But he's gonna
And
still
then
kill him regardless.
No, well, no, because if you and he also says like leave the city. If you like leave this area, you'll be fine, etc., etc. He comes back and no one's done anything. He's like,
well, they did is they had a celebration that Dracula was. there.
yeah, exactly. He's like, you didn't do anything, so here I am.
And so he showed up.
So,
and
like, I
literally-
totally
Rock
get
like
it.
a hurricane.
Bastards.
No, that starts the show, and then he opens the
Yeah,
gates
that's
of
how he
hell.
starts the show.
The show opens with like the gates of hell opening. On
And you're
Earth.
like, I am on Dracula's side.
I'm telling you right now, if you guys have not seen that show,
And it's short too, right?
Yeah. it's really
no,
short.
there's not
I mean,
anymore.
watch the first season.
All of it's
great.
amazing. Have you,
Yeah. Oh, it's.
The-
I think it's great.
The entire show is quality. Like for me, it's top tier
Yeah.
anime. The
Same.
whole show.
Minute
And-
30.
Yep. But I
Okay.
say Dracula.
That's it.
To
Yeah.
speak on what he said, Dracula goes fucking hard. Like
Oh,
I'm
and the
into
fight
it.
at the end. The fight at the end is.
it's some of the
Fantastic.
best animation I've seen in anything. But Dracula goes fucking hard, and I feel him.
Mhm.
Like he's like, I tried to give y'all every chance I could, and y'all put yourselves behind religion. That's the reason why this is happening, is because of beliefs that y'all had over some shit that don't even make no sense to me, that don't make no sense to nobody, but y'all just calling this shit faith.
Mhm.
No. All of you are now swine.
Well, that's interesting that you say that because my least favorite villain is a villain called Mine from Shield Hero.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Start the
her-
clock.
Yeah. Damn, this is gonna be tough to get all off. 'cause-
Wait, I could have. I knew you wanted. That's the.
I thought about picking this as
Yeah.
mine, and I did not.
her and the Spear Hero are the two fucking most just agitating characters that I've seen. She accused the Shield
Rape.
Hero of fucking rape, and then tries to do everything to sabotage this man's life. And actually, what you just said, in the religion and cult that she's in, that she believes in, that's why she did it, because they believe that the Shield Hero is a fucking devil. Just because they believe that.
Yep, for
And
no reason.
For no reason. For no other reason. And that's what she went with.
But isn't it crazy that their belief turned him into a devil?
I mean, I guess that could be it too.
The rage sheet will turn him into a devil.
I'm stopping because you talking to my points.
Reclaiming my
Hey,
time.
Go ahead. Fine. Go ahead.
All right. What makes her worse too? She even just tried to kill her own fucking sister. She didn't care who she had to sacrifice to get to the top of the throne. She's manipulative. She sat there and manipulated the Spear Hero to doing this, all her dirt for her, and didn't give a fuck about who got hurt, who got killed. Manipulated her father. To me, that's a scary villain. Somebody that can manipulate you, not necessarily that strong, but she can manipulate you mentally. That's extremely scary. She made this guy's life a living hell who didn't even want to be there in the fucking first place. He didn't even want to fucking be there. She made this guy's life a living hell, and he started to believe it. He's like, I can get why y'all hate me, man. Y'all think I raped somebody. That makes perfect sense, but I fucking didn't. Every time her and the Spear Hero on the screen, I told this guy, Rob, I wanted to sock my fucking computer. I wanted to break my screen. That's one of the main reasons why, is because literally they are the most agitating people to see on the screen. So
I think that could be a point of why they're such a good villain, is that they make you hate them. Like, that's part of the villain's appeal normally to some certain type of villains. All I'm saying is that was their goal. They
no,
wanted
I
to,
understand the goal.
no,
Brent.
so I'm saying the writers and the voice actors, they did exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted to inspire hate for that character, and they did it.
Yeah.
And that character is a villain. So I would say that there's a win in that, in the sense of like, that's like not the worst villain possible.
I would say I don't give a fuck what you got to say, because I understand what you're saying, but still on screen it's like
What's the criteria for our least favorite villain? Because I feel like
well least favorite.
It's subjective, obviously.
It's
Yeah,
it's
obviously,
subjective because
okay.
for me, what he's saying is 100% accurate. That's just great
Yeah.
writing. So I understood that even
well, and
going
making
into my
you
pick.
feel something means the writers did something good. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad villain in the sense that they're badly created, but you just hate the character.
I hate
so
the
because they wanted you to hate the
Yeah.
character.
Right, and they did such a great job, but it was like it was to a point. They did it too good to where if I didn't have to, if we wasn't watching this show for this, like for the screening of watching this show, I would have cut. I'd be like, I can't do this.
Okay.
I get
can't.
that.
That's how. So to
I
me,
really like that show.
to me, that's how bad it was. It's like you made it so bad that I was like, I'm willing to stop watching this show. You're lucky that we're fucking reviewing this shit because I would have stopped this shit as soon as it came out that she faked it. I would be like, bro, are y'all serious? No, we're not
I mean, that's
doing
what
this shit.
endeared. That's crazy. That's what endeared me to the shows because I was like, I feel him.
Yeah, no,
I understand that too, but go ahead, Rob.
I'm 100% with you. Like I told you, I almost picked this
Right, yeah.
this person for the exact same reason. Like she made me physically angry.
Yeah.
Like I would get hot, just like, oh my
Yes.
god, like this woman sucks. The fact that all her underhanded deeds, like trying to kill her little sister, the absolute like complete lack of morals and standards to just get what she wants that she does not deserve. She's absolutely reprehensible and like. This is one of those characters where like they don't have a point. They just want to watch it burn so they can get what they want, and it's like totally unrepentant to the point where when they were thinking about executing her, I was like, "Do it."
Yeah, we were all kind
Do
of
it.
like, well, you know. And then what did they give her? All she got was a slap on her fucking wrist, which happens kind of in real life. And her name is just now what Princess Bitch.
Yeah, she's like Princess Bitch or something like
Yeah.
that.
That's her
And
fucking
Her name is Princess Bitch, and her
King
adventure
Trash.
name is Horror.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
right.
right. And then her dad was like King Trash or some shit like that.
King Trash.
Funny, great, funny, loved it all. That made me laugh. But that wasn't that she still faced no consequence. Like she still kind of looks like, well, I can still live life pretty cool.
Did she
Just-
get the slave emblem put on her, or did
Uh,
that
They
stay
were, yeah, they kept the slave in there, so she had to tell the truth all the time.
to the spear hero
Oh.
because she was manipulating him?
Yes.
So I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
there's that.
There's
That, and she pretty much lost all of her standing and power. So
Which for her, for me as a person watching, it's not satisfying. For her, I understand. To her, she's completely devastated. She's hurt for sure.
Because we've seen she's totally unrepentant about this. Like there was
Yeah.
scenes later where she's
she
like
still was trying
trying
to
to
just
poison
live
the food and shit like that. She's still trying to get back to where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree, not harsh enough. not nearly harsh enough.
All right, Brennan. Let's. I was gonna do you last, but fuck it. I will stay in order. Brennan.
So my least favorite character.
Yes.
Least favorite villain.
You've seen.
Oh,
it,
I
right?
know.
So, but you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but you've told me about this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hisoka. I'm actually rewatching Hunter x Hunter right now.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very. I started watching it again with my brother. My brother hadn't seen it, so I started watching the first few episodes, and I'm like, this show is really fucking good.
It is.
It's so entertaining. Even just each episode is just each episode on its own is good.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is a really high quality show. But go ahead. Hisoka is one of the main antagonists of the show. The big thing here is that I don't like him because he is like the picture child of the anime fucking pedophile. Like
Yeah.
he's a real creepy pedophile and literally lusts after the children that are the main protagonists of the show in every way.
Because. What?
Because he sees their potential. And he's just like, I want to kill them when they're ripe, is the way that he puts it up. Like, I want them to let them ripe. He's had many opportunities to kill him. He's like, I'm not going to kill you till you're ripe. You know, because like it wouldn't have been a satisfying kill for him. You know, he kills a lot of people in this show. From the moment he shows up on camera, motherfuckers die.
Yeah.
A lot. But he spares the main character because he's just like,
He knows.
he's like, oh, I feel your potential and how strong you can get. And it's just like, it literally gives him an erection. Kind of shit. And he's just like, licks his lips, and he's like, he likes Killua too. Like any of the kids on the show that are strong, he's just like, I'm here for this. And it's like, and it's creepy. It's disgusting. It's creepy. It's lustful. And I'm just like, I get uncomfortable watching it. So
I mean, I'm getting uncomfortable with you explaining it.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But the thing, it does add to the show. It makes the show better because they get into the situations
Yeah.
where he becomes a necessary evil.
Yeah.
And it's just weird, bro. But at the same time, wonderfully written show, wonderfully written villain. But fuck him.
Yeah. And there's multiple villains on that show. He's not the only villain.
No.
He's one of the villains, but they have like a whole Phantom troop.
Ging is the real villain.
Ging, the father, is the real villain. There's the ants. There's
There's
the
a
Ant
lot of
King.
them. A lot of
There's
good villains.
The Phantom troop. There's a lot of good villains in this fucking.
Yeah,
That's why this
people
makes,
say that one of the best arcs in anime is in Hunter x Hunter, and it's the ant arc.
Yeah, and I understand. He says it's not satisfying, but I just
so satisfying.
I disagree 100%.
It is so satisfying.
But yeah,
and tragic.
Yeah.
Super tragic.
In watching this show, when he was on screen too, there was times where I think I was telling Rob earlier because I know he didn't watch it. But I was just like, bro, I had to fast forward, like past it because it was like I think it was when they were going for the badges when they're trying to get each other's badges or whatever. I think it was there. Just like he was sitting there in the middle of the woods, just like, oh yes, it's almost time. Oh, and I was just like, bro,
I literally just watched that episode.
Oh my
bro,
God.
I was just like, what in the entire fuck is going on here?
No, he had an overload of bloodlust.
Yeah, and it was just like
So bloodlust for him is like a sexual experience.
right.
That's kind of weird.
And here's the thing about him: he's dope as a character. Besides that,
Yeah, he is. That's the other thing that's what makes him frustrating is that like his powers,
the bubble gum.
oh my God, like what he can do and who he is and what he stands for and how he wants all the smoke with the most powerful people in the
Yes.
show. Like he steps up to like the most powerful people in the show and just like, I will fight you right now.
Yeah, it's not about good or
Like,
bad. It's just
Doesn't
like,
matter
oh,
if you're good, doesn't matter if you're
yeah.
bad. I'm here for the smoke with the most powerful person you can find.
Yeah.
And like wherever they are, he just gravitates towards them and is like, I want to fight you.
I feel like you're making the argument against him right now.
Well, that's his plus
Sure.
argument, but
Well, yeah, and I mean, and Brendan's probably main argument is that he's pretty much a pedophile.
he's a
or-
pedophile.
Yeah,
No,
he's
it's not pretty
Yeah,
much. He
no,
is a
that's
pedophile.
listen,
Yeah.
that's a huge
Yeah,
strike
no, pretty
against
much.
you.
Yeah, there's not really any redeeming.
He said no,
qualities
pretty
there,
much.
but-
Yeah, he is a pedophile.
I'm not gonna
He's a
try to
pedophile.
walk it back from there.
Yeah, and when you picked it, because I fell asleep last night. I was doing a lot of work, and you picked it. And I woke up and I saw your pick. I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "That would have been that's a good fucking pick." Because it's a clear W. It's a clear W.
Clear W.
So
Yeah.
I had to go with somebody that's in a sense is similar of like fucking just.
For the record, I thought
Rob.
the character you picked was gonna be the character he picked, so I'm really interested in who he's gonna pick.
Oh, you
Rob.
didn't see who I picked?
No, I didn't even look.
Oh, okay.
I purposely didn't look.
Okay.
I like the surprise.
Well, I picked for my least favorite villain, Fat Boo. Not only
That's right. He already said it.
are they annoying,
I'm
and-
disappointed.
Like, because I was looking online, and some people were just like, "Oh, if you're annoyed with the Fat Boo voice in English, go watch the Japanese version. It's just as annoying.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
no better.
Yeah.
It's absolutely no better. Not only is the voice annoying, the attitude is annoying. They are, and on top of that, pretty unoriginal. Like they can heal. Okay, like back from nothingness. We just had that in the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
Oh, they can transform and change into other things. Okay, we just had that
Frieza.
in the Cell Saga and the Frieza Saga. Like there's just
They can absorb.
yeah, and absorbing people. Like
Yeah.
it's just it felt like there was such a reason why for me in the Boo saga, Dragon Ball in general just takes such a huge fall off, and the big reason is Boo. He's not a fun character to watch, and the biggest mistake they've ever done is bringing him back around to stick around as part of the side cast. Since becoming a quote unquote good guy, he continues to fuck up and be useless, hang out with Mr. Satan, the other annoying character on the show, and every time they need him to show up and do something, he's falling asleep at the test, he's failing the test, he's falling asleep before the tournament. He's just absolutely useless, and they're billing it as like comic relief. But here's the thing, it's not funny. It's not funny. He's not a funny character. He's not cool. I don't want to see him around anymore. Just have beers, blow this dude up, take his fucking pudding, and end this dude. We're done.
And he got into shape one time too. He got into shape, I
And
think,
then fell asleep.
and then fell asleep, got fat again.
So, I have a rebuttal.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Some of the greatest moments that have happened in Dragon Ball Z, specifically with your favorite character, happened because of Boo.
Not
Not-
Boo, Fat Boo.
You're just saying Fat Boo in general?
Fat-
I'm saying
not-
Fat Boo.
Not Boo
But
in general.
a lot of his argument was like Boo in general.
Boo
No.
in general is bad, but Fat Boo is the worst of it. Because like Kid Boo,
No,
like
Fat Boo
Kid
is
Boo
worse.
is menacing.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
not. I'm not speaking against Kid Boo. Kid
Yeah.
Boo's scary. Fat Boo is not scary. Fat Boo is annoying.
Well, one of the dopest moments in history, in the Dragon Ball Z history, happened with Fat Boo. The Vegeta blowing himself
yeah,
up.
that's true.
That was incredible.
And pointless.
100%. 100% pointless. 100% pointless.
And pointless.
But it was amazing. I love that episode.
It was
the
cool
music-
for
The music was incredible.
2 seconds.
Like, but it also led us to other things that Vegeta does later. All right, so I mean, I see your point. Like, Boo is annoying. Fat Boo is annoying and all that kind of stuff. But like, when it comes to my least favorite villain of all time, like he doesn't register. You know, because like the thing is like he's
Rod doesn't
he's-
give a fuck what
he's
you
like
got.
he's like the entry level he's like the entry level villain that gets us to Kid Boo. So it's like he wasn't even like he was there and now he's back again and he's only in like 2% of the show. Like he doesn't bother me because he's not
They had
there.
a whole like part where he's just like shacking up with Mr. Satan, hanging out, taking care of a puppy.
to Rob's point, a lot of times when Boo is on screen, it's not as bad as the girl that I picked.
I'm saying, no, I see that, but my
Lane,
point being,
when he's on screen, bro, he's pretty.
but my
fucking
point
annoying.
being, who has the weakest pick out of us?
I mean, I think
Pedophile, rapist accuser, fat character.
I'm not saying he's annoying because he's fat.
Fat
I'm saying he's annoying
fat
because
annoying-
he's fucking annoying.
Fat annoying character. I'm just saying, when you look at the scale of how we're doing this,
and
your
and
shit's weak.
but he tanked the show.
Well,
Not really, but it comes back.
Well, here's the thing.
Did it?
Well, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
like you said, Kid Buu is menacing.
And that
Part
but
of
like,
the same
for-
character.
for a second, and then it's gone.
Same character. Brought Missing Gohan out for the big
Listen,
Buu.
I'm not willing to put up with Fat Boo to get to where the Boo saga went.
Well, I'll say this too. Remember, Toriyama,
Weak
I don't think
shit.
he created the Boo saga. He stopped at the Cell saga, and then I think he gave somebody else to
I was reading a little bit about this this morning. I think it is his.
Oh, they were saying it wasn't at some point.
I
so-
thought no. I'm pretty sure I saw. I think he stepped away after Boo saga.
GT.
He stopped after he didn't have anything to do with GT.
Yeah.
But he actually brought in a third and quote unquote his most lenient editor during the Boo saga, and he was just like throwing out whatever he thought was funny and entertaining to him at the time, except it wasn't.
that could make
funny
sense,
or
'cause
entertaining.
Even with Super now, he kind of outlines a storyboard, and he gives the guy, I think Toritaro, I forgot how to say his name, but he gives him pretty much free reign to do it to draw it and stuff like that himself. And he pretty much says, here's somewhat of an outline. This is kind of where I want to go. You do the fucking rest of the work type thing. And I feel like that's probably how the Boo saga kind of went. It's like, here's some shit. Y'all put it together, get it done.
Look, I see Rob's point, but I'm just saying, in comparison to the other.
No,
villains
because
that
here's the
lost,
thing.
his
It's
weak
exactly
sauce.
like you said to both Keenan, and you could say the same to your argument. These are such repugnant characters that they are good villains. Fat Boo's just not a good villain. He's not fun to
How
watch.
is he not a good villain? He beat the shit out of everybody.
Because he's just not entertaining or fun to watch.
Don't you want to see him die?
That's why I want to see him in One Punch Man, but he didn't
That's a good
die.
villain.
He just hangs
That's what
out
I'm saying,
and
though.
fucking falls
But
asleep
that's my
when people
point.
need him.
A good villain is somebody you want to see die too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but he
So
does.
there you go.
But he was the downfall
So there
of the
you
show.
go. Bro,
He's the
just-
downfall of the
Just
show.
take your weak ass argument.
There's
out of
no
here.
weak ass argument
It's a
here.
weak-ass
Fat Boo
argument.
is a shit villain. He's a shit villain.
But he's not the shit villain, and that's the
Yes,
point.
he is.
He's not. That's
he's
what,
he's
that's
such a
our
weak ass
argument
villain.
right
He's
now.
not even
He's
the main
shittiest
villain of his own arc.
He's part of it. That's just like saying, but that's just like saying the first version of Frieza isn't the main villain. It's like
No,
it's
because
still
that's the
Frieza.
same person.
Yeah.
It's still the same villain.
No, because the angry Boo gets out after his puppy
Yeah.
gets shot, and he and there's
But
two,
it's all still within
there's
him.
two entities.
But he still
and
comes from within him.
ejects-
Where does he come from?
And Kid Boo is actually the version of Boo with no goodness in him.
But it's still the same motherfucker, right?
It's
it still
not.
comes from the same person.
No, the only reason he's the fat Boo or the good Boo is because Kid Boo, who's the actual bad guy, absorbed some Supreme Kai,
yeah.
and it's the goodness of that Supreme Kai that makes him like a childlike dope.
Yeah. True.
Still the same motherfucker.
Yeah, whatever. It's not, but okay.
Take your L, bro. It's fine.
Well, here's
He's literally not.
This is
but
why.
okay.
This is why I understand Rob's point. Rob's point is pretty much when this guy's on screen and he's considered a villain, I wanna hurt. Like I don't like him, and that's how I felt about mine, right? And it's like you didn't necessarily have that about yours, but your point of this dude just being a pedophile, automatically you're just a bad villain because of that.
I just wanted to disagree with Rob.
No, I know exactly.
I
What
know,
you're
yeah,
doing.
I know
It's
what you're
because
doing.
fuck Rob.
Yeah, and I saw you just like, damn it, man.
I mean, I agree with everything I said still. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
I still don't think Boo is the worst villain. No. Like, is he shitty? Do I not like Boo? Yeah, I don't like Boo. He's shitty.
Is
but
he
it's
in your
like,
top 3 worst villains?
I don't know. He probably not, because I already got 2 right here. You know what I'm saying? I could come up with somebody worse than Boo for sure.
But
Yeah, I
here's
mean,
the
you've seen
thing.
a lot more anime.
But you would watch episodes with those characters. This is not a fun thing to watch, in my opinion.
yeah, but we weren't
he
talking
made me
about,
not want to watch the show. That's why he's my least favorite villain.
I can see that.
Yeah, so
Let
we
me
have different reasons why there are.
Yeah, I
least
guess it's
favorites.
subjective how we're measuring what's our least favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
that's why I asked at the top. what
positioning
we
of the
were
argument.
Yeah, and it's
using.
subjective to what we
Yeah.
think is the least favorite. Do you have a pick?
Yeah, it's kind of a weak pick according to Brennan, but it would be
It can't be as weak as his.
It'd
Oh,
be
whatever.
Susumaru from Demon Slayer, the one woman with the balls that she was just throwing. She was just annoying, and I would just like cut her head off. Like, just die, please.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I understand if a character is annoying, it's like Zenitsu is like we love Zenitsu in the sense of what he can do. He's a beast, but it's like
Fuck
he's
Zenitsu.
so annoying. It's
Fuck
just
Zenitsu.
like
But I'll say one of the hardest laughs I've had at any anime movie was when they went into his dream world and he was
Oh yeah.
like with the Nezuko.
Oh yeah.
That shit was.
You're not Nezuko. What the fuck are you doing?
That shit was funny. That was funny. I was like, all right, cool. Like he has comic relief now.
Zenitsu does have some comic relief moments that are pretty funny. Like even when he found out Tanjiro had Nezuko like hanging on, he's just like, "You've been hanging out with this girl this whole time, and you didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
kill you now. I'm honor bound to kill you."
Yeah.
No,
It's like,
he-
bro, chill out, man.
he
That's
ha-
my sister.
He has his moments.
And I'll admit, Inosuke was very annoying to me at first too, because he gave me that Bakugo vibe at first.
Yeah.
But then he's just funny because you just was like kangaroo.
Yeah.
Just saying the wrong name was just hilarious to me. I don't know
Tetsuo.
why. Yeah, Tetsuo.
I like how he's balls to the wall too. It's just like, oh, we
yeah, that, 'cause
scrapping.
he's also like good at what he does. In
Yeah.
that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
like, oh, we scrapping. Let's go. Like
It's
whatever.
like if Zenitsu was like terrible at what he does, I'd be like, this is a trash character. But the fact that he's like dope in those moments,
Yeah.
he's
and he-
so dope when he's dope though.
And he
Like,
gets
it's like,
and he gets dope.
allows me to forgive the annoyingness. Shut up.
Are you reading the manga at all or no?
I'm not reading the manga.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't say.
I'm
So
I
yeah,
ain't
just
gonna
shut
say
up.
anything. I'm just saying
Not saying anything.
he's dope.
just shut up.
All right. So what do you guys think, man? In the comment sections, answer all the questions. Who are your worst villains? Who's your favorite villains? Who answer our questions always in the comment section. I don't think Ice gave us anything, so we don't have his
I do
villains at
not
all.
know.
But we gave Cam's villains, so we appreciate that. Do we have we're gonna talk about next week? Are we taking? Matter of fact, guys, we're taking a break. We're gonna take a break next week, but
Yep.
we're gonna have some content in there. We're dropping Ice's episode, I believe, today,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna drop one of the episodes that I did about something probably next week. So it'll hold you over, I guess, a little bit until we drop another episode when we come back for the week after that, guys. So don't be alarmed that we're gone for a week. There'll still be content dropping for you guys. Want to drop your stuff, Brennan?
At Brennan the best.
Ice.McGowan on everything. Rob?
Yeah, so
Oh,
as I've been
shit.
doing my shout outs, I actually, for my artist shout out, I'm going to say Quincy B. Drawn. She's guest hosted on our show one time. We did Berserk with her, right?
Do you do a Berserk with
I
her?
think we did the Berserk movie, the first one with
I
Quincy.
think we did, yeah.
But yeah, she's an artist. She's a fan of ours. She's been, riding for us hard. It was just her birthday this last week. So Quincy B. Drawn, check her out on Instagram. It's QUENCYBDRAW_N.
What's
Check her out.
good, Quincy?
Happy birthday, Q.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Q.
I gotta give a shout out to this person. They donated $100 to the Animeshun.
Thank you
cash
so
app.
We're not
much.
broke anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my God, thank you.
Appreciate the hell out of you, man. I think I know I'm saying your name wrong or right or whatever. Useland Silva. Appreciate you. Like that's much love right there.
Thank you so much.
And anybody that's ever donated to the Cash App, and you can Cash App us at $Animation Pod. All right.
Yes,
Podcast.
please.
Yes. All right. And Keenan Baker on everything, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Oh, no, Ken, you want to give yourself out, Stickman?
I'm good. It's fine.
That's
At
fair.
Stickman Studios, I'm not gonna spell it for you. You gotta find it.
Figure
All
it
right.
out. It's a puzzle.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Animeshun. We out.
And so anime was solved forever.